this on? Actually, on the meeting that we had, I had a couple of questions regarding our meeting. On the properties, I think I asked if we did a research on those properties. And basically, you guys, I think they said no, right? Okay, so, and I also asked if you got an approval from all the homeowners, correct, Carol? You were there at the meeting?
I wasn't.
Okay, so I'm asking you if, did I ask in regarding if you got an approval from the homeowners in regarding their buildings?
I'm sorry, I didn't follow that particular line of questioning. The staff worked with the consultants on it, so I would prefer that Carla answer that question.
Absolutely. In terms of which properties we reviewed, the consultant did meet with staff, and we identified for the consultant where our city limits were, and in that way we didn't research every single property, but we are familiar with our city limits. So we made sure that they stayed within those boundaries. In terms of the individual properties, this was a very preliminary survey. The properties that we select for more intensive surveys, we will be contacting the property owners and notifying them what we would be doing for that.
But I do recall that I did ask if you got an approval, basically for them, if they had to sign something for them to approve that, to have their photo and the property on there, correct?
Or you say you asked that during the meeting?
Yes, I did.
And I don't recall what the consultant's response was for that.
I think it was, not sure if it was Debbie, it was there, or one of the one who put this together.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, and I did ask, and I did do a little research, and regarding one of the properties, actually it is 3104 Cascade Boulevard. The one with the one with the big orange. Okay, I do remember the consultant were there. They asked regarding the property, and basically nobody said anything because they said they didn't know anything about the property because nobody responded, basically. Well, I did a research and I went on Partial Quest, and that property actually belongs to Cheryl Kirtland, our planning commissioner, and it falls in Reading. Well, it says it right here. So
is that an MLS listing?
Yeah,
it's partial.
Okay.
And I did look into.
Okay, that the information provided in either Parcel Quest or the MLS listing is not 100% correct. But
okay.
Yes, that is, the giant orange is within our city limits.
Correct, but I did do a research and I did check it twice, and I did pull it up again today, and it still shows under Reading, but it does show under Cheryl Kirtland. And at that time, it would have been nice if she would have spoke up and basically told the people that they were doing that little presentation, information about the property, because she's owned it for a couple of years.
Councilmember Lucero, I don't recall you ever indicating which property it was. I recall you providing them with a parcel number.
This one here, they pull it up on the screen and they showed it, okay, on the screen, and they asked if anybody knew anything about the property. She did not say anything, so to me it's kind of like it would have been nice for her to speak up, saying that she owns that.
I didn't recognize that's what you were saying at that point.
Well,
it's hard to miss.
You know, I don't think this is the time really to hash out which properties are in or not in the thing. I do remember you bringing that up, but I think it's best if we would just work with staff directly and bring up this issue, because
it's important. It's important, Mayor, you know, to get the information to the public because it is a government grants, and it's important for us to make sure that the properties, we are getting authorization from the homeowners. So and for the person not to come forward to actually say they own the property, I find a little bit disturbing not to come up and say, yes, I own the property, I owned it for a couple of years. A little history they were asking, but she didn't even claim her own property. And it is important for the staff to, do a research and make sure we're claiming Shasta Lake, city limits on the properties, not city of Reading.
Well, somehow the city is not responsible for the multiple listing, the accuracy of that. We do know that that property is within our city limits and it is appropriate to be in our historical context. Beyond that, I don't see that it's our responsibility to correct errors in multiple listings.
Now, I'm not saying that it is our responsibility, because if we're asking for grants from the government, it is our responsibility to make sure that we're not putting something in there, it's part of Reading.